How you doing? Hey guys, thanks for coming back. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're from. I'm live again after a very disturbing image. Made me take the last one down. Same person, same thing. Yeah. I mean, why? I don't know. I don't know why. But sad. Sad people. I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to say who that person is. There's a few names, but I don't really care. You're not going to stop me doing YouTube, so that won't stop me doing it anyway, putting pictures like that up. And anyway, it's my own fault. I should know better by now. So I'll let that last one go. So we'll start again. So good evening. Neil. Straight in there. How you doing, Neil? Good to see you, and DJ as well. Yeah, fuck 'em, mate. Jonathan and Cherry Smith. Why do people need to ask so stupid for others? Yeah. David, is that you, David Scott? Because I'm not sure. Hi, John. Fusilier, John. How are you doing, sir? Thanks for coming back in. Yeah, I know. We'll see if that happens later. Rugops, how you doing? Trev's back there as well. Cheers, Trevor. Thanks, Paul Yeoman, as always, mate. Great guy. A guy under the radar. Takes notice of everything, though. Just Paul Yeoman. Absolute great guy. Down to earth. You will not meet anyone more salt of the earth than that guy, I tell you. You can challenge me on that. Rugops, thank you very much. David Scott Explores. Right, so it's not you. So we've got another David in. I thought it was you, David. You. And I thought you might have changed your name, but you haven't. So we've got two Davids in. But you're my number one. You know that. You big puff. Right. MV's back there as well. Connie Thunder, how are you? Long time no speaky. I know. Things have been few and far between recently. Next year, big year. I promise you that. Wolf, how you doing? Hi. Change your name again, David. Yeah, one for the grifters. There's Trev. Trev puts links up, and it's all good. There you go. Take it or leave it. And don't forget Trev's channel as well, guys. If you've not already subbed, please. He's got a great graffiti channel as Trev. Trev's probably thinking, Dino, what the fuck you on about? It's I don't know, Trev. It's like a graffiti channel. The way you do your vids and that, it's just so graffiti-ish. Love it. I thought it was you. You bloody woofed. Listen, you know you're welcome on. You know that, don't you, as well? Eamon's there, guys. Here he is. Yo! Come on, the Ireland. Where the fucking hell was you in a fucking World Cup? Just time round. Fucking playing it. Fucking fuckers. Eamon, love seeing you in there, mate. Honestly. Thanks for being around and doing what you do. Always have my back, I know that. He is, David, yeah. He is. Trev's got the craft. He has got the craft. I just wish more people would understand the way he tries and come across. I can't believe he does not get more views than he I'm not just saying it. Just ridiculous, to be honest, but I know he'll keep at it. And he don't give a fuck anyway. Be okay, Bert. How you doing? Thanks for coming in, guys. Yeah. Right, good. Good, David, yeah. Yeah, me too, on the abandoned. Loads of places to explore, yeah. They are tightening up on these places though, David. Abandoned places. They are really tightening up everywhere with them. But yeah, there's always somewhere. Plod's in there, guys. How you doing, my friend? How you doing, Plod? Morocco to win the World Cup. I don't know what the odds are on that. Are we up to? We're up to semi-final time, aren't we? Gosh, let me think. Argentina versus France. Have I got that right? Morocco versus the other team. Are you doing Plod? To Plod or not to Plod? I'm sure we've all heard of his channel, and if you've not, where have you been? And again, if you haven't, just sub or have a look, see what you think. If you're into auditing and things like that, then I know for a fact you'll enjoy it. 100% guaranteed money back. And I always go as far as to say he's the best in the world at auditing the police, to Plod or not to Plod. And I've stuck to that. And no one's ever proved me wrong yet. Argentina won. Right, hang on. Right, you need to update me on everything now, Eamon. So does that mean Argentina are in the final? Forgive me, I'm more of a rugby guy. I don't thoroughly follow football. It's been more like catch up for me on the World Cup. Morocco, France. Oh, cheers. Oh, biker, sorry. Morocco, France. Tomorrow, so that's the semi, so versus Argentina. Fuck me, right. Right, well, hang on, because I know a little bit. I do know a little bit about football. Right. So France beat England last round, and they play Morocco, who beat Brazil, which was a shock defeat, of course, against Brazil. So if you can beat Brazil in a pressure match, if you don't win, you're out. If you win, you're through, and they won against Brazil, then I think they're the highest flying, confident team going in these these last few teams. So do you know what? You can't. Could you bet against them? Because I did watch France and England, most of it, and it were boring. Most of it. But I've not seen Morocco play. But anywhere, you know, it could be anybody's then. Could be anybody's this. Who do you want to win? Or are you not bothered? BVG Bill from South Australia. G'day, mate. Right, what time is it over there where you are? You're in front, aren't you? So we've got 22, we've got 21, 22 here, Bill. South Australia, what is it? Is it 8 hours or something like that? In front. Teflon, how you doing? Anyone but France, says Neil. Who's not won it out of these people who are left in? So Argentina have won it, haven't they? France have won it. So let's have someone who's not won it before. That'd be good for the game, right? Especially, you know, good for the game compared to how this World Cup really has not been about the game, I don't think. And many other keen footballers, I think, feel the same. Footballing followers, fans, etc. So, how are you doing, Bill, anyway? G'day. Women's football's coming after that, David says. So let's look at it. I was going to the games, but yeah, they don't get people in their countries. So it's lucky I did the research. So he was going to go. I didn't know that, David. They don't. Well, then, David, all you have to say is, I'm not fucking gay. Like, what do they do? Are you gay? You know, you don't have a gay passport, do you? Oh, God, that'll be next. Argentina, says Eamon. Sorry. Tommy Cooper hats. What were they called? Fez hats. Yeah, but Alex, how you doing? Cool vibes, mate. Cool vibes. Can you imagine that, though? If you are gay, you are not allowed in this country. Do you have passport for gay or not gay? Sorry. Sorry. Just like that, John. Just like that. Not like that. Like that. What's one of them? One of them upside down. Like that. Right, I'm just going to put my little picture up because I think it could be SG backstage. I hope it is. Hello?
SG here.
Really? I don't think so. You sound nothing like him, rather.
Got a bit of a cold.
Yes, it's rather cold here too. Yeah.
Why is your hair so long?
Because it just grows that way, you know. It kind of grows, you know, in the downward fashion.
Why don't you get a job?
What kind of job would you recommend for me?
Neil from the Young Ones imitator?
Oh, so you mean an actor?
Sort of.
Sort of actor.
Look-alike for parties.
Well, I suppose if it pays well, I may kind of take up the audition, so to speak.
Put me on the screen.
No. Who are you?
It's me, the Führer.
Oh, mein Führer, I apologize. I did not recognize voice.
I didn't really die in that bunker.
You didn't?
I've been living in Torquay.
Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? No one can see it.
I can see it.
Okay, I'll let you get off on it then.
Thank you.
Hello?
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 Hello? Yeah, no, you're there. Hey, okay.
Hey up, how you doing?
I'm very good. Yourself?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good. I was watching football and watching you live at the same time, and I saw that big black knob. Good evening, everybody. Chat, how we all doing?
Yeah, seems a bit same guy, just like one particular person now. I've noticed a good handful of times now. It just seems to come.
That was the same John that came in last Friday, weren't it?
Yeah, and before that. So it's like, and it's same and like the voice and everything. So, I don't know. I'm not going to rack my brains trying to think who is this person.
Shit.
You know, it could be anybody, but I just don't understand why, to be honest. Because like Luke, we're just carrying on now, and it's not stopped anything. It's disrupted things, but it's not stopped anything. So
that's all. That's what they're trying to do, mate. Just disrupt it.
Yeah, well, they did. So well done, and you get a gold medal from me. Yeah. So, yeah, right. Yeah, was talking about a few things before. Football last thing, I think. And Plod came in and put Morocco, for the cup. Who's to bet against them? You know what I mean? I mean,
Well,
did they
my money's on Morocco.
really?
Yeah, without
Well, I
doubt.
mean, what's the latest odds? Do you know?
I don't know what the odds are. If Morocco beats France tomorrow, right, my money's going on Morocco, win it.
I suppose you couldn't bet against them after they beat Brazil, could you?
Mm,
I know a final's different to a quarter final, but hey,
yeah,
it's got the same mentality. It's like, look, we have a win or lose. It's not like we play in a few days' time against such a body like it, and we've still got a chance of getting through. There's no getting through anymore. It's you're already through, and if you don't win next, you don't. You don't go through again. But
yeah.
very interesting. Yeah.
Well, I've just watched Croatia Argentina match tonight. I'm disappointed in Croatia. I thought they could have done it, but so my money is now on Morocco to beat France and play Argentina, and I hope Morocco wins it. I really do. They deserve it, the way they've played so far.
I mean, if they deserved it, fair enough, mate. Definitely. I mean, for me, as far as the game goes, it is a small country, African, total north. So you've got Europe, Spain just above them. So of course, it'd be good for the game. I think, yeah, definitely. If they won it, yeah.
I mean, initially, my money were on Brazil and Spain to beat final. But having watched the matches and seeing them get taken out how they were, both teams complacent when they were in front and they got fucking hammered. Fair play, that's it. Argentina were complacent against Holland. When Holland scored that equaliser in last few seconds, that was brilliant, that. But they still lost it. They still lost it on penalties, but that's beside the point. So Argentina have been lucky. They could have easily been out against Holland. It were Holland that fucked up.
Well, there were a big. In fact, I did see it. There was an incident, and an Argentinian player he booted the ball away in disgust, and it happened to have landed it where all the Dutch players dugout where the dugout was, and they all come running on the pitch, and that happened during that match. Argentina, Holland. So, yeah, tempers there, but yeah. They've played quite a few times with each other, haven't they? Argentina, Holland. I remember 78. The final, weren't it? Cruyff and, Argentina won it. And anyway, good luck to Morocco, yeah. Definitely the underdogs. So
yeah, definitely underdogs. Like I say, tomorrow night is going to be the obviously if they beat France, which I hope they do. I really hope they do beat France.
Well, you can say that if they can beat Brazil, they can beat anybody.
No, because Brazil were complacent, mate. Absolutely complacent. They thought they got it nailed, and they haven't.
That's all. That's all they need France to do. Same thing. Fixed, Trevor. I reckon fixed. Not totally. Because don't forget, things happen live.
I would tend to go down that road where there's certain bias fixed. I doubt whether they'll be able to do that any time soon or whatever. But after watching the French against England, there were some massive discrepancies there. Referee were Brazilian that supports France. You got VAR that didn't call up anything whatsoever regarding incidents that went on. It was just unbelievable. It was total bias with that referee. But then again, England's they've not played well at all. They've played like a set of twats.
Do you think Harry Kane should have taken that penalty or someone else?
Now he took the first one. Somebody else should have taken the second one. The keeper had him red, and he knew he had to beat that keeper. That's why he put it. He tried going top at net, but he put it skyward. Somebody else should have taken that.
So he's the only one to blame for that, really, because he's the captain, isn't he? So final decision with him. So, and then you've got to look at that both ways, really. It's like, I'm the captain, it's all on me, I'll take responsibility, even though because I know I might miss or not score it, which he didn't. So I understand that part about a captain's responsibility, like, going down with the ship, if you like. And then how hard must it be for him as a captain to say, look, it's on you, mate. And obviously anyone would say, yeah, I'll fucking do it. I'll do it. I'll take it. Of course they will. It's not like, oh shit, he's asked me to do it. It's like, right, he's asked me to do it. But he didn't, and he took it all on board himself, and it was awful, really.
Well, in all honesty, mate, my opinion, Harry Kane shouldn't have even been playing in this World Cup. He's past his best. He did absolutely fuck all in this World Cup, to be honest.
But that's fair enough. I mean, I've not watched it thoroughly. I've just picked up on bits and bats. But have England not always been, would you say, international-wise? I've always just classed them as kind of like average, like in the middle of international teams or elite international teams, if you know what I mean, because there is a divide. There is a big divide. But when it comes to Europe,
England have never had a decent team since, let's go back to 80s.
Are you saying that when we got to semis that time, that team?
Yeah. That'd be 90s then. But yeah.
That 90s, that.
Just hang about a minute. I'm just trying to sort this guy out here. He can't get on. Talking about
Carol's in the chat. How are you doing, Carol? Good to see you, mate. Our Polish friend Carol's there. If France were playing Albania, not sure what you mean by that, Connie, but you can elaborate if you want. Darnley Boyle's little known facts on England footballer Danny Welbeck. His father was in the bomb disposal unit. He was called Stan. Cheers, Darnley, for that. Harry Kane runs like a brick. Harry Kane, sorry. He's past his time, says David. Yeah. Gaza, psycho. Yeah, we remember Gaza. Talented, though. I mean, John, he was Eamon. He was Brazilian, weren't he? The ref. Why? What is wrong with why? How come we're only mediocre as an international football team? Because we are really, aren't we? You know, I mean, we've never won anything. I mean, how many semi-finals have we been in since '66? Since we won that World Cup, or well, we won it, but did we? You know, when you look back at that match and them goals, and anyway, it's only a game.
Right, I'm back, fella. Sorry about that. I'm hoping we can get Plod on now.
Darnley, there's nothing worse than passing by someone who's vaping away on a fruit stick, whatever it is, and they just go, and you walk into that thick cloud of horrific synthetic smell.
Just a quick mate, have you gone into this one on your other account?
No.
Right, okay.
What?
No, I'm just trying to sort Plod out, trying to get on, that's all. I don't know why he's not getting on. He's got link. He should be able to get on. Yeah, that's the same link I've just posted, so he should be able to get on. Don't know why.
David, I like that one. It's a good one. Yeah, David, what was it like? Was it peaceful in Manchester? I know London, it kicked off in some areas.
What's weather been like near you, fella? Have you had snow yet?
Yeah, a little bit.
Have you? We had out yet?
Just a little, and it's just iced over, and it's just like, well, I've got -2 on here now.
I've got -5 here. We've had no water all day. This is early hours this morning. Water main burst, so half the village has no fucking water.
Yeah.
So I had to go out and buy some heaters because boiler won't fire up because of low pressure. So we've got no heating, no water. Really good. Just what you need. I've got my red wine, so I'm sorted.
I'll keep you warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yvonne's got snow up in there in Lancashire. But yeah, it'll soon be over, guys, because don't forget, from the 21st of December, I think it starts getting lighter again. And then, and then in March, the clocks and all that. So
Yeah, bring back those 40-degree heats.
We'll soon be back into summer. After these long, cold, icy, dismal
fucking winter, keep a bastard
winter,
things.
Long day, night days. Methanol heaters. Methanol heaters?
Yeah.
Right.
Heard of them. Methylated spirits.
All right.
So You can keep warm and get pissed at the same time on related spirits, can't you?
Yeah, so anyone want to come on? Come on, Carol, where are you? It's up to you if you want to talk about Christmas.
I noticed my avatar's not working, is it? Let me swap it out to one that don't move. No, that's still not working out. Oh, it is. There we go. That's working.
Auditing begs, yeah. I don't have to rely on anyone, by the way. Auditing begs. You can go out 9 to 5 all you want for the next fucking 20 years, and I don't have to. And I'm still more well off than you. So shut the fuck up. You fucking slave prick. Am I lucky? Yeah. No. Should I be? No. Shouldn't be in there. Shouldn't be. Who cares?
God, Connie Thunder. I remember bloody paraffin heaters when I was a kid. When we had all 3-day blackouts and everything else in winter. Yeah, paraffin heaters. Yeah. They stunk like a bastard, but they were warm.
Yeah, I remember paraffin. We used to do that a lot in Scouts. The old paraffin heater.
Yeah.
The smell, Trevor. Yeah.
What was that action? Okay. Send them on now. You must have had a different paraffin heater than me, mate.
Yeah, mine was a bigger one.
Okay. Yours took more wrist action, did it?
Dip in the wick, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember them days, Trevor. Gosh, yeah. Dip in the wick. Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah. That ought to get it covered in paraffin so it'd ignite to make a light. Not what you're thinking, you dirty bastard.
Amen.
Yeah, the sound there, mate. As long as you don't piss bed while they're plugged in.
5 p.m. now, I'd fucking love to see that. Really, really.
Yeah, mate, you've got some out there that'll run off a little USB power pack. Believe me.
Right. Are they any good though?
Don't know. Not the ozone. Still like me paraffin heater that I can pump.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be hard for a lot of people to keep warm this winter.
I'll tell you what, mate. Right, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to be a total pillock. Right, I've got central heating. Right, I'm not too concerned about the running costs, everything, but because we've got no water, the boiler won't work, so we've got no central heating. And I'll tell you what, within hours, this fucking house is freezing. It's absolutely freezing. Now, these guys that are having to put up with this permanently, I do, my heart fucking goes out to them. It really does. Really does, mate.
Yeah. It's going to be bad.
It is, mate. I mean, even my mum said, she says, "Oh, I'm living in my bedroom." I said, "Well, why?" "Well, it's the only room I can keep warm and everything else, and I'm not." I says, "Mum, don't even worry about it." I says, "Keep your eating on where you need it." I says, "And just crack on." I says, "Don't worry about it." I says, "What are they going to do? if you can't pay your bill, what are they going to actually do? Jack shit. I said, because there's thousands, millions of people going to be in the same boat. Don't worry about it.
Mm.
But it's my mum, you know, she's 73, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I know with my company, if you do run out of electricity and you've tried every other avenue and you've run out of what they can provide for you as an extra, then there's nothing they can do, nothing can happen. So some people do have to sit there with, without any electric on and
I don't know the legalities about them coming to cut you off. I know they can cut you off if you don't pay your bill. You know, that is the last sort of straw type of thing. But leading up to that, I don't know what the legalities are, so I can't quote anything.
Yeah, they can cut you off.
I can believe they can, yeah. But in situations like this where, you know, fuel prices have more than doubled, right? And these people that are on benefits, low incomes, everything else, and they just cannot afford to do it, they're gonna come a cropper and they have to do something where they've got to keep warm. And you've got to keep warm, without a doubt.
It's me, mate.
Okay.
Hey, you finally got on.
I did, mate. Sorry about that. I just had loads of problems. I've just been trying for about the last 25 minutes to get on. I just had a bit of a technical problem. But it's all good now.
So, hey, Plod's here, guys. To Plod and not to Plod. Massive welcome.
How you doing, Dino? Hope you're good and well, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Hope you are too.
Yeah, not bad. Evening, Biker. Evening, everyone in the chat. Biker, can I just quickly say before you say hello, because you may not want to say hello after I say this, you just said that your mum was 73. Now, I already know Granny Biker has to be a lot more than 73, because if you're 91, she has to be a lot more than 73. So, Granny Biker, hello. Sorry, Grandad.
Fuck off, silly bastard. You talk like a twat. Fucking 58. You know.
Keep telling yourself that.
Well, I am.
Evening, Yvonne. Evening, Eamon. Evening, Paul. Evening, John. Evening, David.
Yeah, speaking of birthdays, it was someone else's, weren't it, yesterday?
No, it wasn't.
Was it not?
What?
I'm pretty sure it was, because at least yesterday I had one birthday attached to someone.
Yeah, it was Idy's birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know...
1 year old.
She was.
And that has gone like that. Can't believe it.
It's flown.
Unbelievable. This time last year, there were cables getting chewed through to fuck.
Well, the what, mate?
Well, maybe a bit later.
Yeah, we did get her while she was 3 months, don't forget.
Right.
And that's when all the fucking shit started. That's when she became the knobhead.
Right. Could I just take the conversation back a little bit? Because where I would have liked to have got on was where Dino just spoke about a comment that I believe David Scott made about, I think he said about he was thinking about going to the game, but he can't go because he's gay. And then I know the conversation went on, and I know then that's when my system went down, so I didn't hear the rest of it. But I just want people now, for some people in the chat may not be old enough. I know I'm not old enough, but I do know that if you actually look back to when England actually held the World Cup, the one and only time they also won it, think about what the laws were back then in this country by itself to do with being gay. So people should also think about how far this country's come in that short period of time from then until now. And it is hopefully getting better and better and better.
Well, up until 1958, it was illegal to be gay, mate.
Correct, exactly. And then, as you know, it then had to just keep going, and people do have to keep going. And the only way things are going to get better is by putting events on in certain countries and making statements. But I do believe, and I know me and you have had conversations, Biker, and I know Dino has. It's like everyone knows that I love my football, and I don't believe politics and football should go together. Yes, they have been in this World Cup. Why? Because people have spoken about them. I'm not going to speak any more to do with politics in football because football is football, politics is politics. If you want to talk about football, fine, we'll talk about football. If you want to talk about politics, we won't bring football into it. That's it.
Yeah, totally agree, mate. Politics in this World Cup have been absolutely fucking rife.
Absolutely correct. But let's not talk about that, Paul, because then that's giving them exactly what they want is by bringing politics into the game.
Exactly, yeah. Dino must have gone for a piss. Yeah, David, you said that you were going to go, but because you were gay. Well, they wouldn't know you were gay unless you announce it. And if you're in public, showing your sexuality, then they won't know. It's not on your passport you're gay. Nobody's in that country is going to know you're gay. You'd have been fine. But there's a lot of shit going on over there that we don't know about. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Where's Dino? Where's he gone? Oh, he's back now.
Yeah, David, don't worry. They'll soon be bringing gay passports out. Just to say you're a big woolly woofter.
Yeah, they're just trying to work out what colour to put on the cover, though.
What about pink?
What? Lass has got
pink seems to be the colour.
Lass has got a pink passport cover.
I've got a pink. Well, David, don't worry about it.
But David, could you answer me? Would you also pronounce yourself as a toaster? Or would you still say that you're male?
So now you're Stitches. Well, you can be Stitches if you want, mate. You can be anything these days. It's up to you. I mean, we could sew it up that way if you want. Nah. Pathetic, Dino.
Matt Kelly, they may have done, but unless they've got proof, they caught him in the arts, they can't do jack shit.
Yeah, but we know what David's like. David will just go running after any guy that he sees. He'd be on it. He'd be on it like a dog on heat, he would.
Right, back in a minute. I'll leave you with David and Aaron.
No worries.
No worries. Can I say hello to Mark Kelly? How you doing, Mark? Massive respect to you, my friend. You put up with your lives, I don't know. Well, I do, but good on you for doing so as well. Sometimes I feel like joining in passing. I'll come and say hello, as sometimes you'll probably miss it. I just say hello and stay around for 10 minutes but yeah, Mark's got a great live. Mark has great lives going on.
He does. Evening, Mark.
Those are Trevor's pronouns. Trevor is a I don't give a fuck of duality.
So Trevor, does that mean if that's how you pronounce a guy that you don't give a fuck? So does that mean that you normally receive the fuck? If you don't give it, do you normally just receive it? Sorry.
It is, yeah.
So Dino, how you been, mate?
Yeah, okay, not too bad actually. Thank you.
Good. Good. It's good to see you, mate. It's been a while since I've been on. You're looking really well and healthy, which is good.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
Got a plod on, as we say.
yeah, the old man still sounds rough.
He's talking about Biker though. Not me. We're okay, Mike. How you doing, Mike Bear? Good to see you. Paul Yeoman's in there as well. Back again. Paul, hard-working Paul, family man, salt of the earth. Hope you get some time off over Christmas, Paul.
Yeah, indeed. Trevor, you put, we're all being fucked by this government. Yeah, we are, but would it really matter which government we actually have in? The average working person will always get fucked. Full stop.
Well, yeah, but it's like that. Accept, like we're saying, we don't accept it, and it's like we've got to accept it. Well, we don't, but we do, because if not, then this, and then so we're going through all this, and it's like, well, we are being fucked by the government, and it's not nice, and it should be talked about, and it feels, it's an horrible feeling where you feel like helpless, kind of. I want to do something about it, and it's like, I think something can be done about it, and you have all these positive thoughts, and it's like, well, who's with me? And it's like, well, there's loads of people with you. Well, how do we go about it? And well, I don't know how we go about it. So it's just like we keep on ranting and raving and going on about it and talking about it, which is good. And the more talking, the better, which is, brilliant.
Yeah.
But it's the doing, it's the action, and we haven't got any. And
No, agreed. It's like when you learn, and I'm going to sort of bring another comment that's just come up from Neil Robinson as well. I'm going to bring that into this in a sec. It's like when you look at the government, they try and sort of say that they're like an engine that sort of really, really goes. It's not, okay. And it's true, Neil, exactly what you just said. Yes, I have actually heard Eddie's Vespa, and it is very rough. It does actually go, and it really, really chokes an awful lot before it actually gets going. But the government just constantly choke.
Have you finished, you silly bastard? Yeah, Neil Robinson, yeah. You just provoke this right here. Yeah, fuck it. Here's me. I could go tuck our ass into a cold bed because we've got no eating and you're just taking piss. Bastard.
Well, if you were a gentleman, you would have been in there keeping her warm, not on here. And that's what you should have been, Grandad. You should have been in there keeping her warm.
Right, I'm off, guys. I'm off to go keep her. See you later. Bye.
Yes, Neil, much love. Absolutely.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, fucking loves you too. Don't fucking love me, but I go on his lives, little bastard.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you can't blame him, though, can you?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Right, I've got a bit of a subject to bring out, and it's actually really quite nice. You've got Mark Kelly in there, you've got UK, and you've got other people that have got channels as well.
You can't bring it up, then?
No, I'm gonna bring it up because it'd be good to see other people's views and opinions. Dino, and I do believe it has actually happened to you once, and I will have to also reply, hopefully. Micah, I know you'll remember this because I know we had the conversation that when you have somebody and they take some of your material and they use them and they adapt them, and then they try and use an American law, what is it that they try and use? For saying that it's not copyright.
It's federal regulations.
Yeah, bear with me just for one moment and I'll pull it up.
David Scott, I don't like being thought of as your number two. That doesn't sound right.
That did sound a bit wrong.
Yeah. Dino's your number one, I'm your number two. So Dino's a piss, I'm a shit. Cheers, fella.
There you go. That's if you want to put it that way. Yeah, thanks, UK. Yeah, I got it back. It was easy.
Fucking
I could either
off
appeal, which would have been a massive ordeal to appeal. Doing a video going, I'm so sorry. I didn't really mean to do it that way. I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, YouTube. I love you. I love you. So I just reapplied and I just clicked on reapply. And then 2 days later, yeah, it came back as monetized. So really happy with that, even though it won't go anywhere. But
Right, here we go. Now I've got it in front of me. Right, so that if it's in this country, don't forget you post in this country and everything else, we still come under UK laws. UK laws. Yeah. Whether or not you post or you actually copyright and whatever, you have to come under UK laws. Right. And I had some of my material used by somebody else, copyright went in, and then they're trying to now come back to me with section 107 of the 1976 Copyright Federal Act, okay, from the States. Right, now fair enough, they can still show it in the States and wherever else, but they can put a complete block on UK alone because it's still covered and my rights are still covered under UK law. I'm not governed by US law. And so many people may be getting confused to do with when you actually post and when you copyright to if you come under UK law or you come under US law. And that's what people have to also remember is we come under, if you're in this country, you post in this country or you copyright in this country, you come under UK law.
Yeah.
And it's really great seeing people actually come back at people and try and actually counteract the copyright for them taking your stuff because they have nothing else to do. And yeah, I find it quite hilarious that they try and use federal district courts. Okay, well, that's in the States. It's not here.
I mean, so one other aspect to that, I suppose, if these people that are using other people's content, are they getting monetized by using that content as well?
Well, this is it. This is it. And this is the whole thing. Regardless, now people try and say under this freedom of fair use. Okay, yeah, that's in America. That's not here. That's not here. You are still completely protected under your legal rights of being the copyright owner and somebody copyrighting you.
Right, so if somebody copyrights you, right, irrespective of the legalities or what have you, and they're making money out of using your material, then where does that fall under? Is that fraud? Is that theft?
No, because the way that it works, and I know that it's happened with many people, and I know myself and Dino actually had a conversation with this when he was actually out once before and he was filming something, and there was some music playing from a shop behind him.
Yeah.
Now, when that then actually then goes on, okay, he then doesn't get a choice to actually get paid. That goes straight to the people whose song it is.
Yeah.
The money went directly to them.
Right,
but then when you're not looking at music and you're looking at actual video copyright, all of the actual images from the video, from what you actually record and you have the rights to, are still yours. Those rights are still yours.
Right, so if they get monetized through using your content, do you get the monetization, or do they?
That I couldn't tell you. But I believe that it shouldn't be a matter of that. I think it's you get given free choices whether or not you want it taken down. You want to actually get in contact with the person, and there was another one. There's free altogether. I think it is, and that's basically what it comes down to. And you're basically given like the free options to which one you want to pick.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Right, I'm going back to World Cup now. I've got a topic. Let's see if anybody else has picked up on it in the chat. Right, World Cup in Qatar. You've got multiple countries all going to watch their own teams play, everything else. You've not heard one mention of COVID in all of the situation regarding the World Cup in Qatar. Not one mention.
That's a fair point. I've not. Anyone else?
Right, but what I will say is, right, there's been a lot of players that have been going down with the flu, which has been mentioned in the media. Not COVID, they've been going down with the flu.
Which has been around a long time in sport.
Right.
When it comes to matches being called off, etc., down to flu. I've even heard, well, with rugby matches, on the way down on the coach, flu, match off. They've got down here, they've actually travelled the rear, but it's like match off. They can't cut, you know.
Right. Since December 8th, Qatar's had an increase of over 500 reported cases of COVID. Not one has been reported. This is from December 8th. But they have said that players have gone down with flu and they've had to take a couple of days off training, blah, blah, blah. Now, if it were COVID, they'd have to isolate and they wouldn't be able to play. But it's all been flu. It's not been COVID.
Well, I'll tell you now, Biker, the way that Ronaldo came off the pitch, okay, and the way his nose was streaming, I think he definitely had a dose of the flu the other day.
Can I just ask though, Biker? Previous to this, what you just said, really interesting, definitely. And previous to this, I want. Have you any idea? Because I've not, and what the situation was like in Qatar, the Middle East back then, when it was heavy.
Right. If you pull up the charts and graphs and everything else that is there, and you just research COVID in Qatar, right up until 2008, their COVID situation was minimal. And as soon as the World Cup started, you've got an influx of multiple nations going to Qatar. It went, I think it was 587 a day increase. But not one case were reported in the media. The only cases that were reported in the media were flu.
Wow.
If you don't believe me, have a look, have a research. It's all there for you.
Oh,
Makes you think, doesn't it?
That's a great point, because you'd think you'd hear at least one thing about it, but nothing at all. You know? Yeah, it's all strategized. It's all worked out, Trevor, innit? Colombian marching powder. What's that? More like Colombian marching powder. I don't know what that is. Colombian marching powder. Right, I've just realised what that could be. Rod Stewart's Livingston.
Think about it, mate.
I have. I've just, yeah. Yeah, no worries. So, you know, I mean, next year for people, it's going to be horrendous. The figure of immigration, what might come in between now and January. It's just awful what's going on, you know. I'm seeing too many people on the streets, and
yeah, I'm just looking at this graph, mate, going back to the COVID in Qatar. Right, in January this year, 4,000 cases. Then it goes down to virtually zero. And then on the 8th of December, when people started arriving for World Cup, you see on the 12th of December a spike, it starts going up, and it recorded 595 new cases. And then as each team has got knocked out and their supporters have left, the peak has gone down.
Yeah.
What an absolute load of bollocks. Yeah.
I hope so, Eamon. It's gone beyond a joke now. To be honest with you, this Kent Coast job, all that, everything about it. It really has. I read an article today somewhere, and it said something. It said the UK will be a minority nation by 2026 or something like that.
Well, we're not far off it now, are we? Look at
Well,
London.
we're not. So
at London.
in 3 years' time, and if this carries on the way it's going, and which it will, don't forget it's been going on. Started off very slowly. 50 years ago.
Who's going to stop the immigrants coming in when the Border Patrol go on strike? We're talking Border Patrol at the docks, airports, everything. Who's going to stop them?
Well, this is the thing, because when you look at the actual border, everyone sort of has been talking like to do with the South Coast and everything else. But one thing that I've not heard of yet is to do with the actual Border Patrol in the airports. Now, we've all heard like them mentioning to do with ports and so on, but we have not heard them actually mention the airports not once. So are the airports going to keep operating, or are the airports going to shut down?
No, Border Patrol is part of the airports as well. Good night, Yvonne. Take care. No, the Border Patrol.
Good night, Yvonne.
It's all part of one.
Yeah, I know that, but we've heard everything that's sort of come up, and everyone seems to be talking about the South Coast and about the ports, but nobody has actually spoken about when they're actually on strike about the airports.
Good night, Yvonne. Thanks very much indeed.
So,
love Yvonne. Thank you.
So, who's going to take over the manning of these ports when they go on strike? I mean, when the fire service has gone on strike, the army's taking over.
Well, knowing our great government, they're most probably going to get the likes of G4S and Serco and that in, aren't they? That's what they'll most likely do.
So they're going to use, the government's going to employ immigrants to police immigrants. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't mention immigrants, okay? I mentioned two companies.
No, I did.
And that's what I believe it will be. Good
Hello,
evening,
David.
Good evening, Rainbow Passport.
You alright?
Yeah.
Happening already, Trev? Yes, it is.
Yeah. David, I don't know what's
Yes,
putting it back
Trevor.
down, but it sounds like you've got your vibrator going.
Yeah.
Turn it off, mate.
I have no idea what that is.
Well, by the sound of it, it sounds like a pneumatic drill going off.
I think it's the fan in the kitchen.
David, as long as you're having a good time, mate, and you're doing no harm, mate.
I am.
Well, I've heard of sitting on a washing machine, but never sitting on a fucking fan.
Oh, God.
No, it sounds a bit. It sounds a bit dodgy, does that, David?
It's definitely the fan. Don't worry.
So,
And David, you sound extremely happy. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I do think there's something dodgy going on.
yeah.
Well, I am extremely happy. And there's nothing dodgy going on, Plod.
I didn't know you could get vibrating anal beads.
What is this? Take the piss out of me, hour?
Well, yeah, why not?
Don't take them on, David. Do not take them on at all.
You bastards.
Well, just remember, David, you don't have to add that on your passport.
Yeah, by the way, you're not allowed on my live anymore unless you show your pink passport.
When's this passport coming out? I'm curious.
Yeah, when's it coming out?
It isn't.
Well, you'll have
David, when's it coming out?
Well, I'm already out, but when's the passport coming out?
David, I think you might have to go and do a protest against the government before you get it, mate.
Oh, is it one of them, is it?
Yeah.
Crafting 101, how you doing, mate? Formerly known as, I think you said before. But yeah, thanks for coming in. Cheers, Guy.
So, Dino, have you managed to get any snow?
Just a little bit. Yeah, and then it's iced over and just stuck at round about half an inch, and just a bit one of them pain in the ass when you're walking about.
Fair enough.
Bit
David,
slippery, a bit slidey.
David, are you still being blanketed in snow?
No, we haven't had any.
Okay.
Don't, David, don't.
So Dino's had more inches than you, David.
Don't take these two boys on.
You piss taking arsehole.
They're just like a pair of public school boys who never had any love from the parents. They were sent out in the world to go and study for themselves, and all they can find is spare time.
Act your age, Plod, not your shoe size, boy.
Yes.
Oh, his shoe size. You don't want to know.
Yeah, it's probably about 20.
I'm biker. Did you receive any snow?
No, mate. No inches up at my end today, mate.
Yeah, and I only had a bit of a sprinkle.
Oh, I bet you did.
Hey. Oh, you got to have a laugh. That's the thing. There's too many people that have got kitchen rods up their arse and walk around like fucking puppets. Okay, if you don't have a laugh, what's the point?
If you don't laugh, you end up crying. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I've got a
Well,
box
you can
of
end up
tissue
crying
for
after
whoever.
laughing. Depends how funny it is.
well, yeah, I guess that's true actually.
There you go, David. There you go. Biker just put my feet up.
Yeah, that's Plod's foot size.
It's a good job I've not got a foot fetish because they're ugly feet.
Well, you carry on sitting on your fan, will you?
Dino's just lost it.
He has. Dino's gone.
Have I
Dino's
just broke
gone.
Dino?
He is well and truly gone.
Yeah, he's just lost it.
Well, we say about he's lost it. We always do say that, but you've got to have had something to have lost it.
I thought you lost it ages ago anyway.
Right,
No, I'm
yeah.
still waiting to find it, mate, before I can lose it. Yeah,
Well,
I
I'm still
think-
waiting for my balls to drop, so that's not happened yet.
Well, yeah, we've discovered that already, mate. That's why you're sitting where you are.
Fuck off.
Have you discovered that his balls aren't dropped yet, Plod?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Come on, Plod.
Well,
What
it's
you
because he just said it. It's because he's only just said it.
I think you've been a bit too near him, haven't you?
Are you sure you're not scrummaging around my underpants here, Plod?
Oh.
No, see, have you ever, David, have you ever been caught sniffing your mum's knickers?
No.
Have you? Have you, yes or no?
No.
You're fucking good then.
I'm good because it never happened in the fucking birthday.
Oh, God. That were fucking disgusting. That was.
Sorry, I'm in one of those moods. Sorry, fucking hell. I've got to go in a minute.
I thought I could get lower. Fucking lower than I can get. Jesus.
Biker, you get lost looking at yourself, mate. What you on about?
Listen, I sniff my own boxes, I'll tell you now.
Are you sure about that, mate?
Yeah, and that's after he'd worn them for 4 days.
Yeah, with the sad skid marks he has on them.
Yeah, well, he still wears Y fronts. He was saying the other night.
I fucking
You sure you didn't wear them adult knackers?
No, do you remember the TV series Bottoms with Rick Mayo?
Yeah.
Okay, with the Y fronts. There you go. That's Biker.
No, it ain't.
Ah, come on, Biker. I'm going to put up a picture of you now.
No, you can't.
No, I will. I'm going to put up a wonderful picture just so people can see like what you're like when you're having a turd.
What? That's Tony P.
Oh my god.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Shots fired or what?
That's Tony P looking at his monitor.
There you go, David. This is one. Dino, if you can leave it on single screen like that for a minute, I've got one for David to read out, which you might find quite interesting, David.
Okay. Hey, what are you trying to say?
Hey, each to their own, mate.
Just because I'm a Derby fan now doesn't mean you can take the piss out of me.
Well, someone eventually has to be.
I'm trying to roll a fag. It's not working out.
Why is that picture on the
What picture?
pod? Can you
What picture?
take that off? That one. Yeah, do that instead.
Well, was that you, Dino?
That was me, actually, yeah.
Hey,
Only
Dino's
only
twin.
last year.
Oh, it is
That-
Dino. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's his out on the pool picture.
That was about 5 years ago, that.
Where the fuck did you get that? From the archives?
From the archives, yeah. And that were about 4 or 5 years ago. And now look at me. I look far younger.
Yeah, you were.
You've definitely fallen off the back of more lorries.
No,
than what I
hang
can
on a
imagine.
minute. Put it up again then. Put it up again.
The way they do it.
So don't put Tony P up. Put the other one up. The one of me.
Oh, I love that one, Tony
That's
P.
it. Younger.
Turn your head slightly to your right, Dino. No, the other way.
You're right, my left.
There we go. Just about there. No, you come too far around.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, just push your chin towards your chest.
You
you go.
fucker.
Face, isn't
You fucker.
Look at them fuckers growing. You got two going on there, mate.
I'm surprised Biker doesn't, not Biker, sorry, Todd doesn't have a double chin like I do.
Oh, he's got a double chin, yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I tell you now, okay, if they were quite lucky, David, okay, if they laid all 4 of us down, they've got a fantastic mountain bike track.
That's true.
Huh?
So, David,
Yes.
so are you planning on going to the final then?
I was.
Morocco against Argentina.
I don't really know, to be honest. because I'm unsure of the laws in that country.
Well, you're just going to a football game, aren't you?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
As
So,
long as you don't practice it, mate, they're not going to fucking know it.
so in other words, okay, no BJs in the street, no jumping somebody's bones, okay, no.
Damn, that was my plan. How did you know that?
David, you'll be fine. All you've got to do is just fucking shag a camel, mate. You'll be fine.
You twat.
Fucking. You do realise you might even get some gold bars for bestiality over there, David.
Excuse me. Tell you what, it's a fucking good job I can take fucking banter, isn't it?
Oh, but David, that's the one great thing. Think about when you first came on and ever spoke to us. Right, I don't think it's ever really changed, has it, from back then right the way until now? There's always been that nice, happy banter.
It's a good job I'm not a fucking snowflake, isn't it?
Well, that's very true, because if you were a snowflake, you wouldn't even be thinking about going to the final, would you?
True.
Paul Yeoman.
Paul Yeoman, that is disgusting.
It is.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. What about Hero? Actually, that fuck some sense into people, wouldn't it?
Guys, Kermit, hey.
I agree. I agree with Paul.
It's a clean channel.
Yeah, but Paul Yeoman, I will ask you, if every hole was a goal, would you then go after the hole on this?
Oh, what?
Tony P ain't my type, I'm afraid.
I don't know. I'm looking at that picture there.
No, Biker, don't you dare answer that. That's disgusting. For you to even contemplate it, you're so wrong.
You dirty Yorkshire wrongin', Eddie.
Well, it's good to see that Dino's the correct side of the Pennines anyway.
You've got to understand, this deep into Yorkshire, morals tend to drop a bit in winter time.
Yeah, they do.
Paul Yeoman, I can't believe you actually said it depends on how many beers. God.
You did say that. I did.
No, yeah, he did.
Depends on how many beers. What, regarding the tortoise?
Yeah.
Actually, it won't take much fucking catching, would there?
No, honestly, mate, I reckon you'd only have to go and order the pint, mate, and I think you'd be in there.
But I'd have to be pissed to do it, mate. Anyway, what are you talking about? Talking about Tony P like this for? Stop it.
I know. I don't want any comebacks from Tony on this.
I've never mentioned the guy's name.
Yeah. We all know you like him really, blood.
Well, David, just remember, okay, what you are willing to do. Okay, you stay sitting exactly where you are, but
I will, mate. I will. Thanks for the tip.
So, are you serious about going to Qatar for final?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Get it booked now, then before.
How much your tickets, David?
Eh?
How much your tickets?
I think over £1,000, I think.
What
And
is
the
that, the
rest, mate.
cheapest?
and the rest.
Yeah, and the rest, and the flight.
So the cheapest is what, £1,000?
Well, no, I see one guy that brought tickets for the actual group stages, right? English guy, and one of the games weren't even for one of the England games. He got it for 2 tickets plus his accommodation and flights, and he paid just over 17 grand. Yep. Okay. Yep. Some people will go over the top. Would I pay that amount? No.
What the fuck?
But I love football, so I'd go over the top for it.
Yeah, I love football, mate.
Football's my life.
Well, at the moment, it seems like that fan is.
Right. Right.
Hey,
You've got,
mate,
you've got-
it's my number one fan at the minute, mate.
you've got until 18th of December. No, you haven't. Yes, you have 18th of December to book it.
Nice.
How much is that on the official page, Biker?
Yeah.
And what are they going for on there?
I'm just looking now. It's not giving me help.
Last time I checked, it was over $1,000 because me and my mate were thinking about going.
Right, so that's forbidden, so I can't do that one.
Far too much.
Right, it's not showing prices.
Well, I think the only one you would really
Ridiculous.
get.
Right, you're looking from $617.
But that's just for the match ticket, yeah?
That's just for one ticket.
Yeah, and that's only the match ticket. So then you got to bear in mind your flights, everything else, all then on top.
Right,
Yeah. And you're spending
Yeah,
money on top of that.
Because I can see it here for the France Morocco game tomorrow. Tickets from £1,019. Okay, for third place, you can currently get it for 558 for third place finish. And then on this site here, the final tickets are going for $2,500.
Right, you've got, for category 1, you've got 5,850 tickets for sale at 1,340. Category 2, you've got 3,650 at £836. Cat 3 at £504. Cat 4 at £172. So that means you'll be sat in Evans there, mate, if you went for that price. But still be an experience.
Right, there you go. Alongside, okay, official category 1 right next to dugout. 55 grand.
Fuck that. That's too expensive.
55 grand for right next to the dugout.
That's way too expensive for me.
Hang
You
on.
could buy an ace for that.
Didn't you just say that it makes no difference?
I did, but I haven't got 55 grand to my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, 172 quid, mate. I want it 176, can't remember.
Yeah.
There you go, sorted. Get your same booked.
Yeah.
Don't matter where you are.
Ridiculous.
Where you are,
Exactly,
it's
mate.
for experience.
And if you're going to go, and just remember, no point buying more tickets, trying to sell one out there because they've got empty seats anyway.
That's true.
I did actually notice as well that the official governing body for guitar for this whole event, also they've flown out loads of Argentina supporters for free of charge.
Have they?
Yeah, just for Messi send-off.
Nah, get away.
Yep, all for Messi send-off. They done it
That's
for some
mad.
Portuguese supporters as well for Ronaldo send-off.
I've never heard of that.
Yep, they won't do it for Harry Kane because he won't be there at the next World Cup either. Oh, we lost David.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fell off his fan.
Changing batteries.
Oh my god. I didn't realise I was doing that.
So, the game invented for working people are now out of price. Yeah, no, UK, you're absolutely bang right, and that is very true. And that's where you get corporate sponsors. Do I believe corporate sponsors? Now, I do understand that they sort of want to be able to sort of have X, Y, Z for the amount of money that they put into the game. Right, that's fair enough. But then when you then look at additional seating outside of the box, I don't believe they should get.
Yeah. See you later, David. Take care, fella. That was a quick exit, mate.
David, be good. Use rechargeable ones next time. So yeah, and I believe as well. Who was it? Was it the Portuguese team or was it the Brazilian team? I think it may have been the Brazilian team. One of them made a big comment to do with saying about how fixed it's actually been towards Argentina and all the rest of it. And we know there's been loads and loads of decisions, and one of the worst. And you only have to have a look at the referee for the actual England game. Absolutely appalling that was. And this is something that I've always believed, that when you look at like the last 16 and also the quarterfinals, and don't forget at the next World Cup, there's going to be even more countries involved, a lot more involved. So when you look at it, do I believe that there should be a referee from any of those countries in those knockout stages? No, I do not. I do not believe that there should be a referee representing a country that is still in the competition at that point.
That's fair
in
enough.
the knockout stages.
That's
I do
fair
not
enough.
agree with it.
But what about the England game?
This is it. This is it, because he made it perfectly clear, that referee did, that he was an outright French supporter. That's because if you actually go back, I do believe, and I haven't checked this out, but I was reading up on one part, and I believe that it said some part of his family was of French descent. Okay, and that is why he's always actually favoured the actual French national side. Now, if somebody openly declares something like that, I do not believe that they should be allowed to referee that game.
No, I don't. You've got to have an impartial referee, totally. That's it.
Yeah, there's been some absolutely appalling. It's like, if you take right the way from the very first game with the first VAR decision that was done, and then even then when you look, and I think it was an Argentina goal, I think, or was it Uruguay? It was either Argentina or Uruguay. It was one where the ball just went out and it got knocked back and then he got put in. But then you also then had a German goal where he was so far offside, you could have built a house and put a double-decker bus between him and the actual defensive player.
Yeah, it was Japan's goal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, but don't, if you remember, VAR ruled that, and they didn't see out wrong with it. But yeah, it was well over the line.
Yeah. But then come on, look at when Iran had the penalty against us in the last minute. Okay. And that was deemed as a penalty. But when you look earlier on now, I'm not a big fan of Donkey Maguire. Never will be. And when you look at the way that was actually done to him earlier on in the game, but yet that was a lot worse, but yet that was ruled no penalty. But then what they then got was a penalty. There's no consistency with VAR at all. And all of this, when you know that the actual referee is going over to the screen, you know the decision is going to be a penalty or a red card or whatever. And I believe that there's only been one referee in this tournament that's actually gone and actually stayed with their original decision.
For what?
Okay, when they've gone over to the screen. All the other ones have literally, if they've only literally just gone for whatever and they've gone over to the screen, then they've actually given the penalty.
Yeah, because I think they're being told what to do looking at the screen.
Yeah, but come on, right? You know yourself, we've actually looked at it and we've counted it, right the way through. 16 officials per game. 16 officials per game.
Yeah.
With all the technology that they now have, and they can't get it right.
I was saying that.
Now, I believe it makes no difference whether or not you're an inch offside, and people do moan about whether or not it's an inch offside or whether it's a mile offside, right? It makes no difference. If you're offside, you're offside. That's it, right? Let's cut the ball. If we're then also saying about handball, if you put your arm out, okay, and you handle it, it's handball. If your arm is directly at your side, and there was a case in tonight's one where the Argentinians were screaming out for a penalty, but his arm was directly against his side. The only thing the poor Croatian guy could have done was cut his own fucking arm off.
Yeah, so.
The only thing he could have done was cut his own arm off.
Yeah. Well, it's been a lot of bollocks, in all honesty, some decisions in this World Cup. Really has. I mean, I've watched some really good games, and they have been good games, and we've got the underdogs that have come through, and I mean, one of the best games that I've watched has been the Holland game, where they scored the last 5-second goal.
100, you mean in the 100th minute?
Yeah, it was down to the last seconds, and then they threw it away on penalties.
Yeah.
That has got to be one of the best games I've seen. It was brilliant.
Yeah. But then you say that, and I know Dino spoke about it a little while ago, and hopefully he'll come back as I'm actually saying this. Because when you look, it's like Morocco, we all know, if you look at Morocco at the early stage of the competition, they were playing dirty football. And they were playing dirty football like Tunisia were in the last World Cup. But then when you look in that last game that they played, God, as a team and the open football that they played absolutely amazing football, and for me, looking at them as a country and as a team, I thought absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's why I'm back in Morocco tomorrow.
Yeah, and I would love them to beat the French, and then most of all to then go on to the final. Morocco then to beat Argentina, then you got the French against Croatia, and Croatia to end up third. Now that would then finish it all off.
Yeah. Yeah, Croatia. In all honesty, after their last two games, I thought they were going to do it today. I really did.
Yeah. Dino, are you there?
No.
I know that you mentioned earlier that you'd like to see an underdog and somebody that's never won it before. Now, I don't know whether or not you got to see any of Croatia's game Morocco's game from the other day.
Hang about, Corey Thunder. No, you're not seeing a black dog. Wait a minute. Let me just refresh that screen. You're not seeing anything like that, love. Believe me.
No.
But I did hear you say that it'd be great for an underdog to actually win it. Morocco are the only underdogs left, okay? And this is the furthest that you actually look at an actual country from that part of the world that have ever got to this far of the competition, right? They were first to actually qualify past the group stages years ago, and now they're the furthest now to actually hit a semi-finals. And I will tell you now, I think it would be absolutely fantastic for football as a whole if they won it. I think it would be absolutely tremendous. It's like the only way that football can be put all around the world, same as any sport, whether or not you're looking at rugby, whether or not you're looking at basketball, ice skating, whatever it is, the only way you can actually put it all around the world is you've got to take it to that part of the world. It does have to eventually end up in that part of the world. And I don't mean because you can't play like the European... you can't play the European Championships there because that's only European team. And that's the same as the African Nations Cup. That's only over there. And so the only thing that is there to actually play and actually take all around the world is the World Cup. Should it have been in Qatar? No. Okay. Do I agree with all the corruption? No. If it was all done properly and it was all done right, then yes. But it does have to be the major competition, i.e. the actual main competition, the Football World Cup, for football to actually be put around the world and so on. Same with any other sport. You look at rugby, it would have to be the Rugby World Cup. But then eventually then you would then have the smaller, like the leagues that would actually come into play as the sport grows and grows in that country. And that is what needs to be done. And football should be put around the world. All sports should be put around the world. And I know, Dino, you love your rugby, and I know you watching the Rugby World Cup and you telling me all about all the differences between what each actual country had actually achieved when that World Cup was on. And it was so great just getting all those facts and figures off of you and knowing exactly what each of them had actually achieved and done.
Yeah, that's what it's about, really. I mean, with the rugby, it was all about, there were a lot of new nations who were born to the sport, and they, after 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, have got into the World Cup, which is fairly new when it comes to group stages with rugby, but with football, yeah. We always want the underdog to win. This one, I don't know. Well, you know, if Morocco do win, then like Claude says, it'd be great for football. I think the underdog, you know, the African nations. There's many African players playing elite leagues, things like that. It's worldwide. It's a massive worldwide thing anywhere. You get the elite from all over the world, you know. But when it comes to countries, World Cups, you know, I was surprised Germany went out. You know, they've been so strong for forever, really, Germany, you know. That was a surprise for me when they went out.
I wasn't that surprised when Germany went out. Because if you look at their run-up to the World Cup, and it's the same, when you look, there's a lot of big countries that it literally came right the way down to their last qualifying game before they actually qualified. Because a lot of the big names were really, really struggling. And it's like you take now where you've got a lot of big players for Portugal that are now retiring from international football, from Argentina that are going to be retiring, from Croatia that are going to be retiring, right? There's loads and loads of big names, and from Brazil as well, that are all going to be retiring from that, and that have been big names in football and have won virtually everything. Right, that are all going to be retiring, and that's exactly what happened with the German squad. And the German squad, for me, is still building. I believe another World Cup or 2 World Cups, and we're going to see them back to what they were a few years back. I think they're just off the mark at this moment.
Yeah, they've always been consistent. England haven't. You know, they've always had this, like, I don't know, in Germany, it's like you're born with a football in your hand. It's like in Australia, you're born with a rugby ball in your hand. It's like you're brought up with it almost every minute of the day. So it's the way they do it in certain countries, I think.
Yeah, but it's like you take Australia. Now, a lot of people wouldn't see Australia as a big footballing nation. Okay, a lot of people wouldn't, but they are, and they've got bigger and bigger and bigger, which is absolutely fantastic. But when you look Australia, you look at their actual sports programs across the board, and I don't mean just from football or Aussie rules or rugby. You're talking about swimming, running, everything else. They've got an absolutely fantastic program for all of their kids, and it goes throughout the whole educational system. Now, if somebody in the chat, and I do believe that, I think you had one Australian that was in earlier, didn't you, Dino? That was in your chat.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong in that, then please do actually tell me. But I remember reading years ago that was something that they were working on, and it had been building up, and that's how a lot of the actual big stars that we know now have actually come through. So if I'm wrong on that, please do let me know. But yeah, that's what I believe is there. Because Dino, I can't remember what you were saying to me. That when you look at the leagues over in Australia and New Zealand, and you said about how many players go from here to play over there and so on, and then you look at the players here, but then where they're now trying to also encourage a lot of the actual big players to also go to not just other European teams, but also other parts of the world to try and actually bring the game up. Okay, so what they're looking for is they're looking for players that are coming like towards the end of their actual what they would class as their main career, and to sort of be ambassadors to sort of basically educate and bring the game forward.
I mean, my grandson went to Holland earlier this year. They were playing a lot of Dutch teams over there, and the academies that they have over there are absolutely superb. Really, really good academies. And they bring those young players up to play football, and that's it. And that's part of their education. They are, if they get signed to an academy and they actually go to school at the academy, they don't go to a school as such. They go to an academy, they learn the lessons, whatever that may be, and the emphasis is on football. And the facilities that those young lads have over there is absolutely brilliant. Whether or not that works, I don't know. I mean, our guys, there was a game over there. They had 10 games, but it's just how they do things is totally different than the UK does things.
Yeah.
Like, you've got my grandson, he's playing grassroots football.
Night, Paul.
See you later, Paul.
Good night, Paul. Thanks.
He's playing grassroots football, right? Now, to get into an academy, you've got to be signed by a major team.
Yep.
And that doesn't happen in Holland. The academies are there purposely for promoting and the nurturing of a potential footballer. So they're not actually signing up for a team. They are going to an academy. There's a difference. And I think that's the difference between the UK and a lot of other places, where you'll get scouted, then you can go join that academy. You go to that academy and you do everything at that academy. And if you're not good enough, they just fuck you off. That's not the case in Holland. If you're not good enough, they will nurture you to make you good enough.
Yeah, because if I remember rightly, your grandson played at the Ajax Stadium, didn't he?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
And that was a massive thing, to go play in a stadium such as that. I mean, we've all heard of Ajax and how they played and everything else. And to actually go play in their stadium, get changed in their changing rooms,
Come on, mate. You've only got to look at some of the names that have actually come through the Ajax doors.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but that's the difference, how each country nurtures the young footballers into getting them to where they want to be. Now, like I say, the UK doesn't do that like other countries. You've got to be scouted first. You've got to look good on the field, and you may be good on the field at one time. There's a scout there, and you get picked. Now, you could be good on the field 20 times, and there's never a scout there, so you're not going to get picked.
And then that one day that you're not, you're passed over.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Now, they do invite, I mean, my grandson's been to Leeds on 2 occasions now for trials. He's not been picked because you've got literally 2,000 kids there.
Yeah.
Now,
there's no point signing up for a club like that anyway.
Shut up. Now, if you've got 2,000 kids there and they're all playing 10-minute games in the chosen position and everything else, and they have that shit 10 minutes, right, they're not going to get picked. But on another day, they could have a good 10 minutes, and then they will get picked. It's all on the day, and it's wrong. They should be nurtured through it. They should be, if they've got an interest in it like they do in Holland, they've got an interest in what they want to do, where they want to go, and they nurture that, and they make it happen to the best of their abilities. If at the end of the day it doesn't turn out, it's not because they haven't tried. It's just because that particular that kid or whatever, it's just weren't good enough. But they give that kid that chance based on what he wanted to do as a career, and that's it. And It's different in the UK. It really is. It's basically shit busted UK. It is. I mean, when as a parent, grandparent, right, you can't go and watch your child play in these trials. You can't watch what happens. You're not allowed in, and you've got each picture segregated. They go on 10 minutes, play, that's it, and you've got 10, 15, maybe 20 people there taking a lot of numbers, and then after that game they all converse and oh, it's gone. They all converse and they pick out all their own. That you've got to have a good game on the day, and that's it. Which I think is a bit wrong myself, but anyway, that is gone. That were a quick one. Ignorant bastard didn't even say goodnight, did he?
You'd probably try and come back. Anyone who's coming, thanks for coming in, guys. Albert the Pike, how are you doing? Thank you. 2,000 young men from Albania have come to Britain the past 10 days. Why Albania? Nothing wrong going on over there, Raymond, is there? And they're coming over here seeking asylum. From what?
War-torn country, mate, isn't it? Well, the best time is between December 21st and 28th.
Why is that?
That's when Border Patrol go on strike.
Ah.
Not unless they're going to throw anchor and wait until they get rescued.
Very convenient. Yeah, I think everyone else is going on strike as well, aren't they? Near enough.
Ambulance are going on strike. Chess
Yeah.
going on strike. Fire brigade are going on strike. Train drivers.
Yeah.
Train personnel. Bus drivers. Post office. And so on and so on. The country is going to come to a standstill, mate. But look how long it took that package to reach me from you.
Yeah.
It's normally there in 3 days.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, that. But that's the start of the strikes. The one-day strikes, and it just puts a massive backlog on things, and look how long it took. Just over a week.
Yeah, I think we're in for...
If the whole country, right, like UK just said there, the whole country should come to a standstill. And when it all does come to a standstill, the government has got to wake up. It's got to wake up. Because the economy is going to be fucked. The economy's fucked after COVID for a kick-off, right? And now the cost of living has gone up massively. People can't afford to eat. They can't afford to eat the homes, blah, blah, blah. Right? And these are people, some of these people are actually working to earn a living and they can't afford the essentials. Now, that is sad. That is so sad. And if these people do go on strike, then I'll be honest, I'm going to say fair play to them. I am. I'm going to say fair play to them. They're striking for a better way of life, regarding, the earnings that they get and everything else, which is why people go to work. Now, if everybody does go on strike and the country does become, come to a standstill, then the government has got to wake up. And then what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Because there's only so much they can rely on. They've only got the army they can fall back on, or the armed forces, in which they cover like emergency services. But what about industry, HGV drivers, everything else that goes with that? if you're getting no fuel delivered because they're on strike, how are things going to operate, blah, blah, and so on and so forth. And it's a knock-on effect. What are the government going to do? Because the country will be at a standstill. Now, is this a way of, like what you were saying earlier about, if everybody stuck together and make the government listen, is this just another way of doing that? Maybe so. Because if there's no infrastructure, the country can't cope, can it? It cannot operate. And the government has got to step in and do something. What? And do what? I don't know. But like I said, is this just another way that people are now coming together to take a stand against the government? Which essentially that's what they're doing. But the amount that's doing it all at the same time is not a coincidence, is it? Can't be a coincidence. So I think maybe, these people are taking a stance. Just my opinion.
Well, they obviously are. If it's haunting them on their wages, and they've got them important jobs to do. There are people on lesser wages who can't strike as well.
You can't. You go back to the miners' strike. Look how long that lasted. Those guys, they were on their ass, right? You got a lot of them. They got some savings. They could manage. You got a lot of new miners there that were just starting a family and everything, and absolutely on their ass. They lost everything. They lost everything that they worked for: the houses, the cars, everything. They lost absolutely everything. But they went on for 12 months with that. They took a stand against the government, but it were only the miners. The industry that I were in, the chemical industry, we went on strike 6 months after the miners. 6 weeks after the miners. But that were for a different thing. It weren't in support of the miners, it were for our own causes in that industry that we were in. But the industry then were being curtailed, it were being run down, it were being shut down because the imports were far cheaper. And that's where all the pits went. So the miners did stand up, they did take on the government. Unfortunately, they lost. But this time, you've got more than one. Let's just categorise them as industries. You've got all these people now going on strike. It will fuck the infrastructure up, and the government has got to deal with that.
Yeah, and everyone else involved. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all going to suffer, without a doubt. We're all going to suffer, but these people are taking a stand against the government that is fucking us over. If we could join in, we would join in, surely. I would. I don't work anymore, I'm retired. Right? But if I could join in with some kind of protest against, or, being retired, right? I don't represent any company or anything. If you work for a company and you could go on strike, and working for that company would fuck the government up in some shape, right? You would do it. I would do it, without a doubt. And you've got a lot of these people now doing it, a lot of these companies doing it. And there's far too many now doing it that is going to cause a problem for them. NHS goes on strike, mate. Come on, what's going to happen? They say that they'll still deal with emergency cases. Okay, that's fine. Emergency cases. But that's all good and well, but it's still going to fuck the NHS up. Fucking the NHS up fucks the government up. You've got your Royal Mail. right, does that fuck the government up? No, I don't think it does so much as the NHS. You've got your HGV drivers, you've got your fuel tanker drivers. Right, take them out of the equation, the economy would be fucked. Because you got nobody delivering nothing. Shops would be empty, petrol stations would be empty. People couldn't operate, companies couldn't deliver anything. Massive knock-on effect. And I think the government needs to have a really good look at what is going on now and try and deal with it and sort it out. Because within 6 months, mate, I can see this country grinding to a halt again.
Possibly, yeah. I'm sure they have agreements with other countries, other places, foreign policies and things like that. But I'm sure nothing will eventually grind to a halt. But yeah, I don't know what effect it's going to have. But yeah, at least people are taking a stance, and these are higher earners than the lower, the minimum wages. So they're panicking. What are the minimum wages thinking about? Frightening when you're going out to work and you can't afford to live. That is a ridiculous kind of society, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. You've got NHS staff, they're using full banks. The fire service are using full banks. That's got to say something. It's got to say something to somebody.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, Cardiff, people going on strike, are they going to make a difference? Of course they'll make a difference, but those going on strike, they'll just be fired. Maybe so. But I think that would be slightly illegal. But if they do go down that road and they employ migrant workers, which a lot of people do, take Amazon for instance, migrant workers for a lower wage, they're going to snap it up because they're getting a job in this country, and we're going down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah, he knows. It doesn't sound good though. Don't look good. Anyway,
Does it? Don't matter.
So yeah, I do look lost. I'm lost, James. Good evening. When it comes to MPs get pay rise, they say it's independent. Rucksack man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this year, this time round, it seems worse than ever for people. So
it is, mate. I think it's the time of the year as well that all this sort of come into place. Christmas time, people want to travel and parcel deliveries and all that sort of stuff, and it's going to affect a lot of people. Is the timing right? I don't know. Is the timing ever right? But I understand the sentiments. I really do. But it's like we both said it past, protests, everything else. What can we actually do? Where can we go with this? What can we do as a guy on the street? What can we do? Not a lot. But as a collective, we can do far more. And I think the collective now are these people that are going on strike. Try and look at it that way. That's the collective. All these different companies, these different bodies that are working for major companies that are the backbone of keeping the economy going. And with them going on strike, it's got to affect it, without a doubt. they go on strike. People can't get to work. Blah blah blah, and so on and so forth.
When they're on strike, though, do the different companies, do they have some sort of, do they still get paid somehow?
No.
With something? Nothing.
But the companies,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, mate. I'm not
You
sure.
can go on strike, but you still get.
If you work for a company, you go on strike, you don't get a penny. You don't earn anything. You normally get it off the union that you're part of. You get a strike fund or whatever, which is a pittance.
Yeah.
Can the companies claim if their workforce goes on strike? I'm not entirely sure. But there would be a fallback on a lot of resources. Like if you've got a company that employs 100 British people, they all go on strike. They could get 100 immigrants to take their place and carry on. Now, that won't go down very well, but that's the sort of scenario that they're going to be in.
Mm.
I don't know. I just don't know what's going on. I mean, like I say, I retired early. I'm glad I got out the rat race when I did.
Yeah, the only people who should go on strike are the taxpayers and things like that. Yeah, UK, when they raise minimum wage, when they do one thing, they do the other, and it always works out in their favour. So when you get a pay rise, a wage increase that year, but the cost of living in the same year goes up at that.
Yeah.
That
Well, cost of living is far higher than the minimum wage. It's far higher than most people's wages, to be honest.
Yeah, so they always give you that false hope of, you're going to get paid more money this year, but the cost of living, and yeah, it's a shame, really. A lot of people think money's on its way out, cash and things like that. So new currencies and things like that coming in.
I think cash will run its course, mate, but I still think you're going to need some kind of monetary sort of value on things that you're going to be able to pay for, whether it's by card, actual physical cash. Yeah, I think it's on its way out. That's my opinion. I mean, the amount of shops that I go into and the amount of people I see paying with cash is very, very low. I mean, I don't pay with cash. I'm guilty of that. I don't. Unless I go on a market stall or whatever where they only take cash, I'll go draw some out of bank. But other than that, supermarkets, petrol stations, it's all card. It's all card. Online, it's all card. So I'm as guilty as the next person for doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, mate, I'm going to love you and leave you flat. I'm going to shoot off.
No worries. I'm going to end it soon anyway. So, okay.
Right. Take care, fella. Everybody in the chat, good night. Take care of yourselves. Catch you all later. When's your next live going to be, do you know? You don't know. Okay, until the next live. Twat in a chat, signing off. Catch you all later. See you later, mate.
See you later. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye, God. Right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to end it. Okay, so just a quick one midweek. Just thought I'd keep myself afloat and say I'm still here, still doing lives and stuff, and I will be going out there doing more videos, so bear with me. So right, I'll probably do a live at the weekend, and hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Take care of yourselves, stay warm, And don't let the bastards grind you down. Okay, massive respect, much love, guys. And see you soon. Thank you all. I am okay. Connie, thank you. I will. All right. No, thanks very much, guys. All right. I'll see you on the next live. Okay? So make sure you come in. See you in a bit. Bye.